Is this the most important back exercise you should ever do? The ring face pull is an unknown exercise for many. It's also neglected, however, it's extremely useful. It's improving your posture while building noticeable muscle mass, not to mention shoulder health. The face pull targets muscles that most people barely use: the trapezius, the rombiods, the real delts, and the rotator cuff muscles. Unfortunately, the sedentary lifestyle is the cause of the weakening and stretching of these muscles while breaking the harmony of your structural balance. But the face pull can balance this out. Also, if you have shoulder instability or pain, this exercise can help. The external rotation in the face pull targets the rotator cuff, which consists of 4 muscles with the purpose of keeping your humerus stable in the shoulder joint. As I mentioned, the muscle building effect is also noticeable, and this is because of the intensity of the exercise. The face pull is an easily adjustable exercise, but I wouldn't say it's easy, not even the first progression. This is why I wouldn't mention it as a beginner exercise, because its movement requires higher level of body awareness and strength in itself. The rings face pull is a closed kinetic chain exercise where you need to move the main part of your body weight with the muscles working. Now, this is not that easy than doing face pulls with elastic band or a cable machine, where your center of mass is fixed and you can use lower intensity. This one requires more strength and body awareness from point zero, which opens the opportunity to make more mistakes. We could jump right into these mistakes, but without the right basics, you probably couldn't do it better. Before you start doing face pulls, you should be able to position your scapulas properly and also build up a basic strength in the external rotation movements. To do that, the prehab exercises are the way to go. The exact exercises I recommend are the Cuban rotations and this 4-stroke exercise, which essentially teaches you the movement of the face pull. This is why it's excellent to learn the right technique. After these, you should be fine in terms of the face pull technique. I've already made videos about the scapular movements and exercises, as well as the rotator cuff, so if you haven't watched those already, definitely check it out. After those videos, you'll have different basics for this exercise. Even with those exercises, you can enjoy the benefits I've mentioned earlier, and if you want to step to the next level and build more muscle, you can start the face pull. Like I said, with the right basics, you won't have problem to execute the face pull technique. The continuous concentric part of the movement can be divided to 3 key steps. The first one is the scapular activation, which is depression and adduction. The second is the pulling movement, which is like a wide inverted row with your elbows going to the side. And the third one is the external rotation, which is the same movement as a Cuban rotation. As you can see on these videos, you can do these 3 phases in a smooth, continuous movement. But if it helps, you can do each part separately. In the beginning, I suggest you to practice in a higher body position, and once you got that right, only after that you should progress. Get into the starting position, which can be between 20 to 45 degrees. Keep the rings in line and grab them with your fingers, so when you reach the upper end point, your wrist line won't be misaligned. From the passive hang, depress and adduct your scapulas, like if you want to squeeze a paper with your scapulas, then pull yourself up while externally rotating your arms and keeping them in a 90 degree angle. Do full external rotation while keeping your scapulas depressed and adducted and your core engaged. Keep your elbows fixed, don't let them move internally up or down. Keep the 90 degree angle. Hold the upper end point for a second and concentrate on the muscle tension. Do controlled reps like this. As I've mentioned, you can do this exercise in different angles, from standing to the horizontal bent leg position. The lower you go, the more difficult the exercise is. Pay attention to the gradation, because the rotator cuff muscles are really vulnerable, so it's not good to suddenly load them. Do anywhere between 8 to 15 reps in 3 to 5 sets as a supplementary pulling exercise after your main pulling exercises. Why supplementary? Because in general, if you do the inverted rows and pull-ups right, you can have similar benefits. This is not true for most people, by the way, because they don't do them right. But if you do them right, you can load them more, so you can build more muscle and strength. In the face pull, you are forced to use the muscles I've mentioned because of the special movement, but I don't recommend to load this exercise to that extent as the inverted row or the pull-up. But back to the progressions, if you can do at least 10 proper reps of a given progression, you can move on until you get to the bent leg horizontal position. Don't sacrifice form for intensity. The poor execution means that you're not strong enough in that progression. That's why you need to compensate. The most common mistakes are the following: doing the movement with momentum, limited range of motion, difference in the joint angles, and pulling with the wrist. Since this exercise is not easy to do, record yourself and take a step back if needed. Try for the perfect technique, otherwise it makes no sense to do this exercise. I hope you get it right and will enjoy the benefits. But if you need help and want to get a shredded physique like gymnasts have from zero with my assistance, click the link below, get started today and get access to all of my programs, tutorials, series and much more. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did so, please like, share and write a comment what do you want to see in the next videos. If you don't want to miss the new videos, subscribe with notifications on and see you next week in the next video.